What is going on, everybody? It's Pastor Ethan here for another episode of the Truth Is podcast. Today we are joined by a special guest. He is a sophomore at his house. Give it up for Matthew Dawes. Matthew, how you doing?
Doing good.
All right, Matthew. So you know how this goes. We'll do a little word association to start off. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Start off easy. KFC or Popeyes?
Popeyes.
Okay, good. You started off good. It's a right answer. There are wrong answers in
KFC
this.
is dry, so.
KFC, not as good as Popeyes. All right, next question. Favorite color?
Favorite color? Red.
Favorite school subject?
History.
History, like just overall history or any particular?
Mostly Texas history.
Texas history. Okay. And final question. If you could pick any mattress to sleep on for the rest of your life, you going hard, soft, or medium?
Definitely medium.
Why?
Medium.
Medium, it just ain't it. It's all about sleeping on a cloud, soft. All right, Matthew. So I know a little bit about you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I went duck hunting for the first time last year. It was pretty fun.
Did you kill anything?
I did. I killed 2 green-winged teals, 1 drake and 1 hen.
Very cool.
It was pretty cool.
And so you are homeschooled, right?
I am homeschooled.
Okay. So Matthew, as you know, we're going through Pastor Ron's devotion, the plain truth, and our truth for today is: a move of God is not an isolated experience, but designed to last a lifetime. Let's jump into our scriptures for the day. Mark 4:5-6 and 16-17. Some fell on stony ground where it did not have much earth, and immediately it sprang up because it had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away. These likewise are the ones sown on stony ground, who when they hear the word immediately receive it with gladness, and they have no root in themselves, and so endure only for a time. Afterward, when tribulation or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they stumble. So let's break this down a little bit, Matthew. So the first part we'll break down is some fell on stony ground. So it's talking about seeds. So it's talking about Jesus telling a parable about a man scattering seeds out, and he scatters them out into different places. And some of the seeds that he threw out went onto stony ground. Now, stony ground doesn't have a lot of dirt, right? It's just rocks. Now, how well do you think something will grow on just a whole bunch of gravel or rocks?
Probably not really well.
Not well, right? Okay. And so what happens is immediately it springs up because it has no earth there, so it grows really quickly, but then when the sun comes, it's just dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it had no roots, right? Because when you get roots, it's how you draw the moisture, and it holds it all, holds it all together, basically, right? So when you hear that, what's kind of one thing that you pull from that scripture?
Probably don't let your roots go too far.
Okay.
So if you're if God's like the soil and everybody else is like the rocks on top, you want to make sure you hit God and don't let everybody on top stop you.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're in the right foundation first. You don't want to be on that rocky foundation. But when you do, make sure that you have roots that go to God and not to everyone else, right? So let's go to our devotion for the day. A true move of God will affect individual lives, families, and communities for decades to come. Local, isolated times of great celebration and or refreshing, while wonderful in their moment, may not constitute a true move of God. When God moves, things and people change. People begin living a non-petty, God-pleasing life. A move of God is not an isolated experience, but designed to last a lifetime. It may take us years to see if we really had a move of God. Rather than riding the waves of life up one day and down another, living from spiritual experience to spiritual experience, celebration to celebration, party to party, ask God to truly move in your life. A move that will move you for more than 1 hour, 1 day, or 1 week. Stabilize your everyday Christian life. So the part I really want to hit in here is, It talks about it before, a move of God is not an isolated experience, but it's designed to last a lifetime. It talks about it may take us years to see if we really had that, When you're planting a garden, it takes time to see the fruit of that, of your labor that you put in. When we trust God, it may not come like that. It may take some time. When we think about it, it's not just going from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. A move of God is for more than just that period of time. It's more than just that one high and then back down. That one high and then back down. We're not jumping from these top of the mountain cliffs, right? We're going from here to here to here to here. It's God. God can do so much more than what we can do. So whenever you hear that a move of God for more than an hour, a day, or a week, what's kind of the first thing you pull from that?
It's got to be that when you're going up, like you said, you're going up and up and up. There's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna be pulling you down. So you gotta make sure you There's a song I like to listen to. It's called "The Straight and Narrow." And it really helps because everything else is gonna be pulling you, and you gotta keep walking the straight and narrow.
Yeah, keep yourself focused on what God has for you in your life. So let's jump to our prayer for the day. God, I ask you to move in my life in such a way that changes me and that each day I grow in your grace and favor. Grant me a stable Christian life. Keep depression, worry, and fear far from me. Let joy be my portion and peace be my reward. Grow me to be more like you. I want to live a greater life for you. Each of these prayers are just things that we can constantly and consistently pray to grow closer to God. With this one, it's literally just saying, God, let me grow and be more like you. That's all it's saying. And take all the other things, all the stuff that's on the sides, and just let me focus solely on you. Put the blinders on. Don't let me see anything else. Just you, right? So Matthew, if you had one overall takeaway from the day, what would it be?
You gotta have the right foundation and don't let others mess up your path with God.
Yeah.
God.
Make sure you're rooted in the right thing. Make sure you have the right foundation so that you can be as prosperous as you can be, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, Matthew, it was great having you on. Everyone, I'm Pastor Ethan. That's Matthew Dawes. It has been a great episode of the Truth Is podcast. We'll see you next week.